pedal, you're basically pressing many versions of that brake pedal down at each wheel, and it's closing the pads on the brake caliper. On this coach, it's the reverse of that. The air in the system is holding against, pressing out against brakes that are sprung very heavily to close on the brake caliper. While you've got air pressure built up against those, they're open and you're rolling. When you tap the brake, you're actually doing a release of the pressure pressing up against those, so those springs can close down. And the more you press the brake, the more air is released, and the harder that clamps down on the caliper or rotor. So, in the event that you had an air failure and you ran out of air to be able to do that, you're going to get the alarm at some point. You're going to have a period of time between getting that alarm to actually maintain control of the vehicle and hopefully slow it down on your own. If you don't get it slowed down before all the air leaks out, those springs are just going to close, and eventually the coach is either going to stop itself that way, or it'll do a lot of damage to the brake system before it does that. But that's why you see the runaway ramps on large mountain grades, and that's because if they had an air brake failure, but they didn't get the coach pulled off the side of the road before those springs locked down as a fail-safe, going on a road like on the freeway up here, it'd stop you and you'd be fine. It'd be kind of violent probably, but you'd be fine. On a mountain, you've got so much going against those brakes, you'd probably roast them and they'd be good for nothing. I don't want y'all to sound or be afraid of anything from me saying that. I'm just kind of real blunt with it, and that's how I would want to be told. But that's how I was able to understand how my motorhome worked, so that I was being as careful as I needed to be when I'm driving. Mostly in the mountains is the only time that you really want to be a little more aware of it. But if you're driving that thing in the mountains, you're just as aware of the brakes on it too. Because you don't have nearly as much assist as what you do on this coach, and if you get them too hot, you can get to a point where they won't cool down anymore, and that's no different from the scenario that I just described on this, except this coach could probably take quite a bit more abuse before it actually got to the fail point, other than the air actually coming out of the system. So,